We're not poor, we're broke. There's a difference.
The residents of the city are preparing for an impending hurricane. A woman named Miranda Wells works as a manager in a seafood restaurant. Tucker, her boss and the owner of the restaurant, flirts with her. They have been dating for a long time. Meanwhile, a man has arrived at the hotel where he booked a room in advance. He is new to New Orleans. Miranda does not have insurance, so she cannot afford expensive dental services. The administrator suggested that she use Tucker's card to pay, as he probably wouldn't mind. But Miranda doesn't want to. Bray Johnson, holding a large envelope, knocked on the door of the Wells family, but no one answered. Miranda's son, Greg, said his mother was at work. Bray wants to meet Miranda in person to hand her the envelope. He left. At this time, Miranda sees people fussing in the city before the hurricane. Perhaps it's more serious than she thought. Miranda loves sweets, which is why her teeth are deteriorating. Soon she received a video call from Bobby Wells, her late husband's mother. Bobby is worried about Miranda and advises her to sell the house, which requires a lot of repairs. But she cannot decide on this. Miranda takes her 2 daughters from school. Bess needs new toys, and her older sister Missy needs a computer, but Miranda cannot afford it. She promised that they would buy a computer for Christmas. Distracted by the conversation with her daughter, Miranda accidentally crashed into Bray's car. His pickup truck was intact, unlike Miranda's car. She cannot hide her despair and anger, which did not go unnoticed by the man. He offered to fix the car. Miranda was surprised by such kindness, but agreed. When they arrived at the Wells family's home, Bray told that he teaches at the engineering department at Vanderbilt University. Seeing the familiar face, Greg was pleased and intended to help the guest with the car repair. Bray still has not handed Miranda the envelope. Missy found Professor Richard Bray Johnson on the university's website among the faculty members, so he could be trusted. Thunder rumbled, heralding the hurricane. Looking out the window, Miranda cannot hide her smile. It seems that their new acquaintance is liked by Greg. When the repair was completed, Miranda invited Bray to have dinner with them. The rain intensified. The roof was leaking in the house, but there was no money for repairs. Bray very quickly found common ground with Miranda's children. They had a nice chat. Bray immediately seemed different to them. Before leaving, he said that he believed only in the best. The man never dared to confess to Miranda that their meeting was not a coincidence. He put the envelope in her mailbox and left. That evening, Miranda was texting Tucker. She didn't want to date him, but she had no choice. During the night, the storm intensified. Miranda woke up to a rumbling noise and went to see what was wrong. It turned out that their roof had been broken. The family hid in the bathroom, hoping to survive the storm. In the morning, the whole floor of the house was flooded. The roof needed urgent repair, but Miranda didn't have enough money for it right now. In addition, there was no electricity. Bess came to the conclusion that their family is unlucky. Things like this happen to them all the time. Bray returned and offered Miranda coffee. He said he just wanted to make sure they were okay. Miranda's house wasn't insured. She thinks that her life is a string of failures. The woman didn't expect Bray to offer his help in repairing the roof. There's still a week before the start of university classes, so he has time. Miranda is perplexed as to why Bray wants to help her gratuitously. The man replies that he does it because he can. Missy is worried that her 16th birthday party won't happen because of the roof damage. But Miranda promised that the party would take place. The children never expected to see Bray, who was going to fix the hole in the roof. A few minutes later Bobby arrived, wanting to make sure the grandchildren and Miranda were all right. After meeting Bray, Bobby offered the family to stay with her for a while since their house wasn't safe now. Bobby also asked Miranda to be careful, as she shouldn't trust strangers. But Miranda believes that Bray won't let them down. She told him about her husband, who passed away 5 years ago. The man and woman exchanged phone numbers. Miranda went to visit Tucker, who wanted she and her children to stay with him while the roof was being fixed. But she refused. Bobby advises Miranda to marry Tucker because he is a good and generous man. But she's not sure if that's the right decision. Meanwhile, Bray started repairing the roof. At first glance, there was a lot of work to be done. Seeing a photo of happy Miranda with her husband and children, Bray remembers how he met a man named Matt Wells at an innovative technology conference in 2014, attended by young engineers. The men immediately became friends and began to cooperate. Suddenly Bray receives a call from his sister asking if he had given Miranda the envelope. Bray admits he hasn't told her the truth yet. Bobby brought the grandchildren and Miranda to her home. Only retirees live in this neighborhood, so it's very quiet. Tucker arrives at Miranda's house and meets Bray, who behaves very friendly. However, Tucker finds it strange that a completely unknown man is helping Miranda. Bray assured that he was happy to help. Tucker told him that he had been dating Miranda for several years, but they were not forcing things. She started working at his restaurant a year after her husband passed away. Bobby suggested that his grandchildren to do a puzzle. Of course, they are not thrilled with this pastime. Bobby was still hoping to convince Miranda to sell her house, but she didn't want to talk about it. In the evening, Bray called Miranda and said he would finish the job in a couple of days. She admitted that she would probably have to sell the house. It broke her heart, but she had no other choice. Bray told Miranda that 10 years ago, his wife left him and started a family with another man. Bray was angry at everyone and everything, but then he realized that it made no sense. Life always puts everything in its place. Miranda finds Bray to be an amazing person. In the evening, he told Sloan, the hotel administrator, that someone would soon have to deliver an important package to him. Miranda stopped by work to take care of some things. Bobby told Tucker that Miranda finally wanted to sell the house. Tucker immediately understood that she was hesitant. The children also didn't want to leave the old house, which held many memories, including those of their father. Bray continued to fix the roof. This night Miranda cried, not wanting to leave the house. During breakfast, Miranda received a message from Bray. It turned out that the roof was already finished. There was also electricity in the house now. Seeing the results of Bray's work, Miranda and the children were thrilled. There was now a window in the roof. When Miranda and her daughters left, Greg asked Bray if he had given their mother that envelope. Bray said he put the envelope in the mailbox, but the wind carried it away. Now he's waiting for a new package. Miranda still doesn't understand why Bray helped her. The man in turn said he admired a woman who raised 3 children. Bray promised to stop by tomorrow and finish some small work. Tonight was the opening of the restaurant. Tucker gave a speech, thanking everyone for their help in the restoration work. He also said that he always wanted a big family, and in front of the guests asked Miranda to marry him. Of course, she agreed. Bobby was very happy for her and offered to stay with the children for the night so that the future husband and wife could celebrate their engagement. Tucker surprised the bride with a new car. Miranda was very grateful to him. On the other hand, she felt uncomfortable accepting such an expensive gift. Greg ran home. Bray immediately noticed that the boy was upset and asked what had happened. The boy was very upset that his mother got engaged to Tucker yesterday. He misses the father and doesn't want anyone else to replace him. Like his father, Greg dreamed of becoming an inventor. He tried to invent an automatic feeder for chickens to sell it. Greg is sure that his mother doesn't love Tucker, but due to a lack of money she had to marry him. Bray helped Greg fix the feeder and told him that their father only wanted them to be happy. Missy complained to Bray that the most popular girl in school is also having a party tomorrow. Now Missy is worried that almost no one will want to come to her birthday. Bray said that it's not about the number of people. What matters is that Missy's true friends will be here. Miranda arrived in her new car and was surprised to realize that her daughter is no longer worried about the party. Miranda immediately understood that Bray played a significant role in this. She admitted that she couldn't believe that her life was getting better. Miranda had suffered for so long that she forgot what it was like to be happy. But thanks to Bray, she realized that there are good moments in life too. Bobby doesn't like that Miranda spends a lot of time with Bray while she has a groom. Bobby is afraid that Miranda will mess things up. But she doesn't want everything to be easy. She just doesn't want to regret anything in the future. Later, Tucker tells Miranda that he doesn't like that Bray will attend Missy's birthday party. But Miranda doesn't want to hear anything about it. Meanwhile, Bray recalls being in a plane crash and miraculously surviving. Matt was in critical condition. In the present, Sloan hands him the new package. That evening, Bray comes as promised to help prepare for the party. Miranda's friend takes an interest in him. When the guests arrive, Missy becomes very nervous. Everyone has a good time. At some point, Bobby calls for Miranda over and shows her a project that Matt had developed shortly before he died in the plane crash. Bobby found out that Bray had appropriated the patent for himself. Miranda couldn't believe it, so she asked Bray directly if it was true. She slapped him in the face in front of all the guests. Bray explained that everything was not as it seemed. He met Matt at the conference in Las Vegas. Bray had developed a technical water cleaning system, and Matt had helped him. Together they created an innovative energy system for office buildings, but then Matt died. Bray was the only survivor of the plane crash. He said that the miracle completely changed his life. The patent had recently been approved, so Bray felt it was his duty to bring the documents to Miranda. She was upset that Bray had deceived her and chased him away. That evening, Bray packed his bags, intending to leave the hotel. He asked that the envelope be delivered by courier to Miranda. Miranda couldn't sleep all night. That morning, Sloane personally brought her the envelope. Miranda learned from her son that he had already seen it. She was shocked to see the patent and Bray and Matt's names. The envelope also contained a check for almost $107,000. This would be enough to cover all of their debts and more. Miranda gathered her children and told them everything. The woman also admitted that she wasn't sure if she wanted to marry Tucker. Miranda had a lot to think about. Now the family's life will change for the better. Later, they saw their mailbox in the swamp. Inside was the envelope with a letter from Bray and a copy of the patent. Miranda realized that Bray had originally intended to give her the check and documents. Bray returned to Tennessee. He wanted to call Miranda, but never dared to. Miranda noticed that her eldest daughter looked pensive. Missy confessed that when Bray was here, she felt like the world had become brighter. The daughter advised her mother to call Bray. In the girl's opinion, they would make a good couple. Bray is teaching again at the university. Miranda can't stop thinking about him, but she doesn't have the courage to make the first move. One day Miranda visited the husband's grave. She misses him dearly. Matt was a very kind man and a loving father. Later, Miranda went to Tucker and returned the ring and car keys. She asked for his forgiveness, saying that she couldn't be with him. Tucker seemed to take it understandingly. Miranda was planning to quit this job. After that, she went to Bobby and told her that Bray had listed Matt as a co-owner of the patent, even though he had worked on it alone for 2 years. She also confessed that she had left Tucker because she didn't love him. Now Miranda is planning to go back to college to become a nurse, as she always dreamed. Bobby was proud of Miranda, who had let go of the past and found the strength to move on. Leaving the children with their grandmother, Miranda went to Tennessee and found Bray's house. Some woman opened the door, and it turned out to be Jennifer, Bray's sister. She told Miranda that he had just gone to New Orleans to see her. That same evening, Bobby and her grandchildren heard a knock on the door. Later, Bray and Miranda drove towards each other, talking on the phone. Bray suggested that his beloved should go to Vanderbilt University. Finally, they met outside a roadside cafe and held hands, then kissed. Soon Miranda sold the old house. Christmas was coming. Bobby was going to celebrate the holiday with her happy family. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel not to miss more exciting new products. Also, the authors will be pleased if you leave your opinion in the comments.